We're going to talk about the pitfalls of compensation plans in MLM or network marketing. Now, some quick notes for yourselves is that there's many different kinds of comp plans in the world. There's just so many different unique and their own ways of twisting things around. And there are many, many comp plans in the world, but generally it breaks down to five. Okay, there's five main comp plans that you'll be exposed to by researching and looking around in this industry. Of course, there's many pitfalls in compensation plans that one doesn't know until one's told. And tonight, my job is to educate you guys, of course, on the comp plan. Now, for tonight, just to be very clear, I'm not going to spend so much time going into the GWT compensation plan because a lot of that is already available in our main tour as well as in our comp plan breakdown document online in the back office, as well as many of the trainings at boot camps and that kind of stuff. So, but for tonight, it's more focused on the pitfalls of comp plans in MLM. And again, to be very clear, some compensation plans actually have more than one pitfall, and some even have almost all of them. And it's very scary to know that if you're in a company or if you were in a company that has more than one pitfalls, then I'm very certainly be very happy to hear this training for tonight. And we have what's called our game over clauses. And a game over clause, simply put, is when you see a game over clause, it just means you've hit a brick wall. It means you've reached the end of the track. It means the sky is not the limit, and it means it's time to throw in the towel. Because if you see and you understand and you learn these pitfalls and we tell you it's a game over clause, you're going to realize that it's not worth your time putting effort into doing what you're doing. As well as when you see a game over clause, know that there's something else better out there. And that thing is GWT. So get ready, your pen, paper, pencils ready here. Of course, I do have this training being recorded as well as I do have the PowerPoint available for download, of course. I'll be sharing with you those links a bit afterwards. But the first pitfall when it comes to looking at a comp plan is the payout allocation. In other words, is your payout in your company more focused on the commissions or the bonuses? So what's the difference? Well, commissions are not bonuses. They're very, very different. And the main difference is that commissions are your main revenue streams because that is essentially the team commissions, which is your passive income or your residual income. That is your main revenue stream. Okay, because commissions are paid weekly, they're paid forever. And most companies don't want to pay you commissions because they have to pay you forever. Okay, whereas bonuses are really, they're a small part of your income because bonuses usually only come once and you have to work for it to get it again. So it's not like you can do the work once, get paid for life. You have to constantly work towards those bonuses. So again, bonuses are one time. And again, once you get them, usually you have to do something to get it again, to requalify, do some more work, or do something. Okay, so understand that if you see a compensation plan that focuses mostly on bonuses and a very small amount on commissions, game over. You want to walk away from that comp plan because it means that your income will be very unstable. 1 month could be very high and then next month be very low. 1 month very high, next month very low. And who wants that? So again, payout allocations that are focuses in bonuses make the company rich. Okay, because they only have to pay you one time and they keep most of the money for themselves. Whereas payout allocations are focused in commissions make you rich, makes the distributor rich. So you want to find a comp plan that focuses most of its payout in commissions. And again, in general, as a general rule, 80% of a payout allocation should be in commissions. So if a total company payout for company ABC is 50%, then you want to double check that 80% of that 50% is in commission, not in bonuses. Okay, so it should be commissions, not in bonuses. Because if most of your 50% total company payout is focuses on bonuses, then it means that you're not going to be making a lot of passive income or residual income. And most of us join network marketing or MLM because we want to make a lot of passive income, not bonuses, right? So again, I've seen some examples of some companies, and most of my examples that you will see in this training, I don't put any specific company names, but they actually are, I guess, related to other companies I have seen in the past. But if ABC company has 20 ways to earn commissions, and 19 of them are in bonuses, and I kid you not, I've actually seen this. It's like a 20 income earning stream, and 19 of them are in bonuses, and only one is commissions, where the payout was so low, then game over. Game over. What's the point? You're gonna be, spending your next 20 years spinning your wheels, working as hard as you can to have one good month and 10 bad months, and your passive income is going to be about $50 a month. Okay, you don't want that. So game over. All right. And again, when you actually looked at the other 19 ways of bonuses, most of them actually are the same kind of bonuses. They just make it harder and harder to get to the next bonus level, which is kind of interesting. And that, my friends, is our first pitfall to compensation plans, is a payout allocation in commissions or in bonuses. And again, in GWT, our focus is payout in commissions. Okay, we pay out 70%, and 60% of that 70 is focused in team commissions. So well more than 80% of our payout is in team commissions. And again, you should understand this by now, but we pay you 10% commissions from the very first person down to infinity. So that is how much we pay out in commission. So again, 10% is a lot more than 1%. Pitfall number 2 is what I just talked about a second ago, is payout levels. In other words, how many level does your pay plan pay? So how many levels does your pay plan pay? So for example, if your plan doesn't pay to infinity, then game over. There's no point in working that comp plan, because why would you work? And as you work longer and longer and longer, what's going to happen is, historically, most of the bulk of distributors in one's downline is actually past 8 levels. So if you had 1,000 distributors, most of those 1,000 distributors are going to be after your first 8 levels. So does it make sense that the longer you're in your company and the deeper your organization is becoming, that you're not getting paid on that stuff? I mean, it's almost like saying you have 1,000 distributors, okay, and the longer in your business, the deeper it's getting. So you have 1,000 people, but you're not getting paid on those 1,000 people. You're only getting paid on the first 8 levels. So I've seen other comp plans where you might only get paid down to the first, for example, 8 levels or 10 levels, but then you have to do something to unlock all levels, to unlock the rest of the levels from level 9 to level infinity. If you have to do something to unlock these levels, then same thing again, game over. There is no point in doing that, because why not join a plan that pays you down to infinity without having to do anything, without having to do something? You just get that automatically from day one. And all luxury consultants in GWT get paid from level 1 down to level infinity, 10% on day 1 without doing anything. That is a proper and amazing comp plan. So again, I've seen other examples in the world out there to share with you guys. ABC company, they'll pay you 0.25% on your first level. I mean, it's not even 1%. They're paying you 0.25% on your first level. Again, I can't say which company this is, but it is a real company. It's just not called ABC. But 0.25%, I mean, if that means that if someone in your first level spent $100, 1% of $100 is $1, and 0.25% is 25 cents. I mean, can you imagine getting paid 25 cents on all this hard effort of bringing someone in who's putting $100 into the plan, and you're getting paid 25 cents, 0.25%? Would you prefer 0.25%, 25 cents, or 10%, which is $10? What's your pick? Anyhow, this company here then pays you 0.25% on the second level, maybe 0.5% on the third, 1% on the fourth, 2% on the fifth. And so the further you're going down, you're getting actually more and more percentages here, and perhaps 8% on the last level. Now, mind you, it's very tricky, because on the first level, you might have 3 people. On the second level, you might have 9 people, because by powers of 3, right? 3, 9, third level 27, fourth level 51, then 153. So if you're getting paid all this, my point is that it's very easy to get your first level filled out, your first 3 people, we're making 0.25%. It's not so hard to get your second level filled out, with 9 people at 40%, but it's almost impossible to have on your 6th, 7th level to have all 512 people on that level there. It's almost impossible. So the companies are very sneaky. They pay you a lot of money on these lower levels because they know that you won't have many people there. So again, at the best case scenario with this company, you're making 8% on the last level if you're lucky enough to have people on this level. Whereas GWT, where the grass is greener, we pay you 10% on every single level down to infinity. And so that is, of course, our pitfall number 2. And I want to continue this by saying that the same company that might pay you down to 8 levels, what they do is they have this thing where you can work harder and do something. And once you achieve this something or this rank, then you can get paid 1% on level 9 down to the rest. Again, game over. If you have to achieve something or do some kind of a work in order to unlock the rest of the levels you get paid down to, game over. There's no point in working that comp plan. So I want to share with everyone the 5 types of compensation plans that you will find in the industry out there. One of them is called the matrix. And the matrix definitely pays you to certain levels. So you'll see these things called a 2x10 matrix or a 3x7 matrix. A 3x7 matrix simply means that you can personally have 3 people or 3 different legs. Okay, so every person can have their 3 legs. So you will have 3, and then those 3 will have their own 3. So you'll have 9. Then those 9 will have their own 3. So 27 people, and you get paid down to 7 levels. So 3 is how many legs you can have, and 7 stands for how deep you can get paid. Again, because you're getting fixed on how many levels you get paid down to, game over. The second kind of comp plan is called the unit level. And the unit level is one of the most oldest ones where you really have to build very wide. And I apologize for the one quick second here. It's going to do a quick little typo check up here. But again, with unit level plans, same thing. You actually get paid wide. You actually have to build very wide. So you're trying to put as many people personally attached to you as possible. And you don't want to build very deep. So they actually don't want you to build very deep because you don't want to build deep because you don't get paid for anything, for example, beyond your 3rd, 4th, or 5th level. Okay. So again, in unit level plans, it pays to certain levels, like 5 levels deep. So you want to build wide. Again, game over. Because the longer you're in business, the deeper your organization will become. So imagine if we gave you a statement every year that this year you brought in $10 million of sales. However, because you only get paid down to your first 5 levels, you can only get paid upon 50,000 of that $10 million of sales volume. How painful would that be? So again, if it pays you down to 5 levels, like unit levels, game over. The third type is called the stair-step of breakaways. And these kind of comp plans are very confusing for most people because they don't understand how it works. But essentially, you have to climb certain steps to achieve certain ranks. And once you do that and you achieve a certain rank, what happens is your team that you've already built initially actually breaks away from you. Because when you attain a certain rank, or if someone in your team attains your rank, then your initial team actually breaks away from you. So they don't pay you the same amount from the same team. So my point is that even in the stair-step breakaways, because your team breaks away from you, so it doesn't pay you to infinity. Again, game over. Okay, it doesn't pay you to infinity, so it's game over. Of course, the fourth one is our binary. And in the binaries, of course, there are no levels in binaries, which is great because most binaries pay you down to infinity. However, there are many different types of restrictions in a lot of binaries. So even though it pays you down to infinity, you don't see a lot of that payout because it has so many different restrictions in the plan. Okay, and the last one, of course, is hybrids. And hybrids are simply a combination of the first 4. They try to combine different elements from the first 4 into a new comp plan. But still, again, they usually have a fixed amount of how many levels you can get paid down to. So again, game over.